hard act to follow. And I'm first, dang. Okay, I'm ready. After my environmental studies degree, I spent a few years working for nonprofits and in sustainability and higher education on the East Coast. I ultimately decided I really needed to work with my hands so I could see change in a different way. I decided to learn how to install solar, and I envisioned an all-women's solar company. I attended solar school for a year in New Mexico, where I was the only woman in the program. After finishing that program in 2008, I realized I still needed a lot more experience to be able to install or run a company. I was gone from Colorado for a decade, and in that time I decided farming was not my future, so I came back and returned to solar. I finally was able to install as well as learn about project management, design, sales, and more. And I just skipped one. I did a short stint as a farmer in the Northeast, and that is where that picture is from. And then I came back to Colorado, got back into solar a decade later, and here I am. I moved to Boulder last year to work for Namaste Solar Electric as a full-time solar installer and have continued to work towards my electrical license. So I've nearly completed 4,000 hours so that I can test and obtain my residential wire woman's license in the state. And while I'm really proud of my journey, I still have one major question. After all this time, 15 years since I started my solar journey, I'm still looking around and wondering, where are all the women? It feels like almost nothing has changed in terms of the number of female installers. So, what the heck is going on? Why is it so challenging? I think the trades are stigmatized early on. Become an engineer, perhaps, but trying to become a tradesperson is not something that I think a lot of girls are really exposed to as a career path. It's intimidating to access and learn within. If you don't, or if you do get into solar, there's a lack of role models and mentors that look like you. Solar is still figuring out its training and recruitment game. And of course, not everybody wants to do this kind of work, but I don't think that explains the low numbers. Meanwhile, climate change is happening. We need more renewables. Solar is a rapidly growing industry in need of workers, and we really need to empower more women and girls worldwide. So let's address all of these things at once and help empower more women and girls to get into solar. Without good data, I have to make some estimates, and I believe that women make up 1% to 3% of the field positions in solar. One confidential source that works for a large national solar company confirmed with me that they have around 1% women in the field. And what if we aim for 10%? Let's see the current data. Industry data shows that women make up about 1/3 of the solar workforce, which includes roles in marketing, HR, and sales, which normally include a lot of women. So I think those totals are really far higher than what you see when you're out in the field. So if we're going to see continuing growth in solar in the foreseeable future, and there's a need for more workers, it might be increasingly important to figure out how to recruit and train girls, women, and non-binary folks to join the solar trades workforce. We also have some other work to do. The last diversity report in the solar industry showed that most solar executives are white men, and the women who are working in solar are still paid 74 cents on the dollar when compared to men. We also have poor representation of women in color at higher level positions and probably all positions. So what do? I think we need to focus on better data collection, data sharing, goal setting, K-12 education, improved training and recruitment, building networks, and building mentorship programs. One key piece is we need better data. Collecting data that breaks things down by gender and race for field-based roles would be very helpful. We need a more comprehensive assessment of current training programs and how they're doing when it comes to gender equity. And once we have it, then let's set some goals, like the 10% goal maybe. There are some great programs to address K-12 STEM education in solar. We Care Solar provides curriculum and solar suitcases to K-12 classrooms for hands-on learning. And the Center for Energy Education created a successful solar internship for girls of color, and they're on their 3rd year now. In order to contribute to some of these needs, I've been building my own. In terms of training, we need more women's focused training opportunities like the Women's Lab offered by SEI, the Renewable Training Program from Vermont Works for Women, or the Women's Solar Training Program from Remote Energy. In order to contribute to some of these needs, I've been building an organization called Solar for Women. It's not officially a nonprofit yet, but we have a network of women installers from around the country on Facebook and hope to be able to offer trainings for and by women in the future. It really takes a village, y'all, to make these things happen. So if you have experience or want to help with nonprofit development, fundraising, and curriculum development, or want to be on a volunteer advisory group, let me know. Some of those ladies might be there. Thanks so much. I appreciate your time and hope to meet more of you later on.